Hello everybody, David here from Azure. Hey, I just wanted to update everyone on how things are going. It's been very uncertain times. Things are a little crazy. It's hard to tell exactly what's going to happen. We definitely are still in supplying your food. We still have some shortages. There are some shortages of food, but there's also an abundance. There's also still shortages of packaging. So just to be aware, we talked about this last month a little bit about packaging, but we still have to be a little bit innovative in packaging. I think it's going to catch up eventually, but we're going to, we'll still get there. So if you find your product in a little plastic bag or something, don't be alarmed. That's not the long-term plan, but we're doing what we have to do. But hey, we have a lot of really good news too. Today I want to tell you that there's a lot of good stuff happening here as far as being able to supply you food and supply the food in the quantities. We're able to gear up. It's been great. The first time in March when I came to you, told you, hey, we were overwhelmed by the new burst in sales due to COVID. We actually even took some items and we raised prices anticipatorily. I made a promise to you then that as soon as things normalized, that we would reduce those prices again. I want to tell you today that I'm proud to say that we're going to be able to do that. Not only keep the promise, but keep more than the promise. There will be things that we are going to be able to reduce the prices on substantially. By the sales going up, it's increased our buying power. We found better vendors. We found better sources on things. A few examples. Honey. This is clover honey. I haven't seen a reduction in honey in probably a decade in prices, but today we're going to see one. The price of honey is going to go down rather substantially. A few other things that I'd like to highlight: almonds, cashews, Brazil nuts. All of those things will see price reductions, and truthfully, we're going to get around 1,600 other items of a smattering of things throughout that we're going to be able to reduce pricing on. So I'm really proud to be able to announce that, especially in a time like this, that, hey, you put your trust in Azure, you were able to increase our sales, we're going to be able to reduce the prices to you. So big thank you. In a few other good news pieces, Azure really struggled for a long time to catch up all of our parcel carrier, UPS mail orders. They got a bit behind. But I am happy to announce that if you need something out of cycle and want to order it via UPS or parcel carrier, it will ship tomorrow right now. We have geared up in a huge way. We're ready to handle a lot more than we were back in March when this whole thing happened. Another big positive, and not everybody is affected by this, but some of you are. As far as deliveries goes, we had to scramble just to get items delivered, trying to put trucks and drivers and everything together. It was quite a process. But I will tell you now that I feel pretty confident that we're in a position that we're not going to have to schedule any more weekend deliveries. So if your delivery was on a weekend, we shouldn't be scheduling weekend deliveries. Not saying it'll never happen and, emergencies, breakdowns, whatever. We could be running into a weekend, but we're not going to have to schedule. We've got the trucks, the drivers, trailers, all that pretty much in place at this point to cover the new demand. So I just wanted to let you know that in the midst of the difficulties and the bad news and food shortages, packaging shortages, all those things, that we are actually seeing some good news. We're seeing some reduced prices. We're seeing some things that have a good supply of. Just in general, things that tend to be retail oriented are in short supply, higher price. Things that tend to be more food service oriented are in better supply, and we're seeing some price reductions in some cases, if not at least flat pricing. And Azure is coming back a better and stronger company because during this time of crisis, you put your trust in Azure for your very important food supply. So thank you, and I will talk to you again soon.